Hi there, and welcome to the Grief and Rebirth podcast. I'm your host, author and trauma survivor Irene Weinberg, here to encourage you wherever you are in your healing journey. In each episode, I chat with incredible grief and trauma specialists, healers, mediums, and celebs, as well as remarkable people who have inspiring healing stories to share. If you're looking for a podcast that's both uplifting and inspiring, you've found it. Let us help you find your joy in life. Hi, everyone. It's such a pleasure to see all of you here. And I want to welcome you to Grief and Rebirth podcast. I'm your host, Irene Weinberg. And what a pleasure. I mean, really from my heart, a true pleasure to have author, consultant, radio show host, professional psychic intuitive, and aura expert, Pamela Osley, here with us this evening. And I've also had the pleasure of interviewing Pamela on Grief and Rebirth podcast. Pam has appeared on many TV and radio shows, and she has also been featured in many national magazines. She's written 4 successful and popular books titled Life Colors, Love Colors, Infinite You, and Make Your Dreams Come True. She has a very extensive clientele, which includes many celebrities. Pam has spoken at the TEDx Talks, and I must say that I've seen her speak I've tuned into that. It's amazing. The International Forum on New Science, Fortune 500 companies, and many seminars for professionals in the psychology, education, health fields, and more. Pam was awarded the Holistic Transformational Leader of the Year Award by the Global Association of Holistic Psychotherapy and Coaching. You guys are in for a big treat tonight. Pam is the founder of www.auracolors.com, which is a site designed to help you create success, joy, and fulfillment in every area of your life. She also developed lovecolors.com, which is a site designed to help you find love and friendships by matching you with people who have compatible aura colors. Pam and I are going to begin tonight's event with an interesting conversation about auras, energy fields, and what the colors mean. Each of you in our audience will learn details about each color so that you can identify yourself and others, which can help you know how to live a better and healthier life. Pam will then read the auras of a few of you, so be sure to raise your hand, which is indicated at the bottom of your screen if you'd like to get your aura color read. Can you all see that? Where you would raise your hand to let us know that you're interested in getting your aura color read. And at the end of what's going to be a fascinating evening, a fascinating event for all of us, I'll have a few closing remarks. So Pam, let's talk about auras. Would you like to begin by explaining what auras are and why is it important to know that each of us has an energy field?
Okay, great. I was going to say, no, you describe them. I'll listen. No, so thanks everyone for joining us. I can tell in my skylight, the sun is about to really blast on me. So at some point I may have to change positions. It was nice and dark, but it's not anymore. Anyway, what I'm going to describe to you is what I see and experience with the aura. It's an energy field that radiates off of all of you, off of everything, actually, especially living consciousness matter. Anyway, if you encounter people that see, or if you yourself see or feel the aura and you see it differently than I do, that's absolutely fine. We each have our own different experiences, and I explain it. It's just like, I may see the aura differently than other people, just like we taste food differently, because some of you guys like Brussels sprouts and you are not tasting what I'm tasting, I'll tell you. So anyway, what I'm going to describe, I see about 6 feet of bands out from people, and some of you violets, Irene, have huge auras, and other people, they're a little shy or introverted, and they tend to keep their auras closer to their body. But in general, I usually see about 6 feet of different colored bands out from people. Now, in my experience, the 1 or 2 colors of bands closest to the body are what I call the life colors. And those colors don't change in your lifetime. The way I see it, it's the outer bands in your aura that change depending on what's going on with you at the time. So for example, if somebody's angry, a lot of red flares up in their outer bands, but once they're not angry anymore, that can go away. That's different than a red life color, which is close to your body. Now, if you see it differently, some people go, no, it changes all the time. This is how I see it. And I've met quite a few other people that it's so cool. I've met a lot of people that see the exact same colors that I do, which is exciting, especially a lot of kids. So what I'm going to be describing tonight are your life colors. That'll be those two. And they show me what those two colors reveal in you is they reveal, not run you, they reveal who you've chosen to be in this lifetime, the theme that you've chosen to be, the personality type, relationship styles, what's going to be important to you, who you're compatible with and who you're probably going to have a tougher time with. It shows careers that are going to be the most fulfilling for you and probably what you're naturally drawn to. So it should be confirmation. It can even reveal potential health issues, how you perceive and are with money. Other people, it's like there's a lot revealed in your life colors. And the way I like to describe it is before we came to the planet, you had a plan, you had a choice of coming here and what you wanted to do here. And so what we've done is we've left little hints or clues or breadcrumbs behind just in case we got here and forgot, which is very easy to do. So we've left clues in our aura colors, our astrology, our numerology, our iridology, our palmistry, lots of different ways that we can remind ourselves who we are. So what I'll be describing are the life colors and the personality types that go with it. Now, I've been doing this, you guys, for over 36 years now. I'm losing track of time. 36 years.
And you're only 22.
Thank you. That's my joke. I appreciate that. You know that. Anyway, so I know a lot of information about each one of these colors. I'm going to be giving you brief ideas about them. And even when I describe them, it should resonate with you. And most people have one or two. It's more common for people to have two life colors. And they can either get along great and you chose two different colors as kind of extra fuel in your rocket or to balance you out. But they can also be in conflict. And when you hear some of the personality types that go with them, I'll describe some of the conflicts that can go with them. Now, each one of the aura colors, by the way, all the colors are good. There's no good or bad aura colors. And people ask me, I do not see black in an aura. That's an absence of color. So there's no good or bad colors, but I do describe that there's an in power or an out of power side to you. And in power means the positive side. You're living your potential. You're living the positive qualities of who you really are. I use the term out of power instead of negative. And that's when you're off balance. You're not living your potential. And there are tools for each one of the aura colors to get back balanced, and they're all different. What works for one aura color personality doesn't usually work for another color. So I'm going to describe a little bit of that too. Now, just so you know, I see 14 different aura colors. And what I've done is I've categorized them into 3 different families. There are the physical colors, and those are the colors that get predominantly what's real in life through their physical bodies. Now, we've all got physical, mental, and emotional, but they predominantly process life or get information through the physical bodies. And that's red, orange, magenta, and yellow. And I see quite a few yellows in here, Kathleen. You got a lot of yellow in your aura, okay? Kathleen, what color are your eyes? Are your eyes blue? It's hard to tell color in this. Are your eyes blue or brown or... Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Rachel, we need to unmute.
Yes. What was her name again? Sorry.
Kathleen Logan. I'm sorry. I don't usually bounce around like that, but I want to give an example. Kathleen, do you have blue eyes? Is that yes? Blue?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, good. Thanks. So you don't have to unmute her. So Kathleen's a blue and yellow. Oh, so anyway, she's got a lot of yellow in her, and I see quite a few yellows. So I'll spend more time on the yellows since I'm seeing a bunch of yellows out there. I've got yellow too. So does Irene. So I guess it doesn't surprise me. So anyway, and then there are the mental colors. Those are the colors that get what's real through data, logic, analyzing it. They're more in their heads. Now, I will tell you, some of you out there are going to think that you're actually tans because we've been trained to think we're supposed to do that tan, logical, practical. So if you relate to the tan when I describe it, make sure that you're really a tan and it's not something that you've learned. That's very common for people to cover themselves up with tan energy. So
Kind of to fit in, Pam, would that be like kind
yeah,
of
to
blend
fit
in
in
more?
because, yes, they've been trained to think you're supposed to be practical, get a paycheck, be logical. But if you're happy with that, then there's a good chance you have tan. If you're not happy with that, good chance you've suppressed your real colors based on something you think you're supposed to do. So in the mental color family, I see 4 different types of tans: logical tan, sensitive tan, environmental tan, and abstract tan. I'll put all those together tonight just because they're very similar. And then greens, those are the mental colors. Then they're what I call the spiritual emotional color. And those are the colors, and almost all of you have at least one of those. Otherwise, you wouldn't be on this call, I guarantee you. The spiritual emotional colors, those are the people that get what's real or process life predominantly through their intuition, their emotions, their inner vision, their feelings, not the physical, the emotional feelings. And those are blue, violet, indigo, crystal, and lavender. So I'll shoot through some of these very quickly. I can't see all of you on the screen, but I'm going to shoot through the ones that I don't see a lot of, just so you might identify some of the people in your environment that you know. I'm going to predominantly spend time on the colors of the people that I'm seeing here. That's okay with you guys? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, good. So reds and oranges and magentas I typically don't see on these calls because they don't usually believe in this stuff. Okay. Reds are very physical, powerful. It's all about being a physical being in this lifetime. Now, yellows are physical too, so wait till I get there. But reds, well, look at reds typically have hot tempers. They're very strong-willed. They're very powerful. They're very down to earth. I see a lot of reds either being truck drivers and construction workers or butchers or sometimes dancers. But again, it's all about physical. Dolly Parton has a lot of red. Lady Gaga has a lot of red, and Madonna has a lot of red. So does Sean Penn. So does Russell Crowe. They can be very intelligent. They're either very independent, strong-willed loners, or with hot tempers, by the way, most of them, or they're very down to earth, you know, kind of that good old farm boy, you know, let me work with the earth type of thing. Okay, kind of get a sense of what reds are like. If you're in a relationship with a red, they're very physical, very passionate, but again, watch it. They need to have time alone because they're strong. Okay. Oranges are the daredevils on the planet. I don't see any oranges here right now, but some of you may have orange children or know of some oranges. Oranges are the daredevils. They're the Jackie Chan and the Evel Knievel, for those of you who are old enough to know who that is. They literally have to put their lives on the line to feel alive. So I see them being extreme sports, rescue workers, sometimes firemen, sometimes policemen. They don't believe in this stuff. They're typically jumping out of airplanes or, you know, deep sea diving or scaling up, you know, dangerous mountains. So those people that are risk takers, like, and some of you yellows, because yellows like adventures too, but the difference is oranges don't care about pain. I mean, if you know Jackie Chan, he didn't care how many broken bones he had, he still finished the show. Yellows like physical, but we don't like pain. Okay, so anyway, and then magentas, so you get a sense of the oranges, right? Daredevils, risk takers, adrenaline rush, right? Then there are magentas. Magentas are the unusual, they tend to be very unusual, bizarre. I see them usually living in places like San Francisco or New York. They tend to be very outrageous. I know they're the ones that created the first purple mohawks and all the body piercings and the tattoos. They're very outrageous. They like to shock people. The Kramer on Seinfeld, he portrayed a magenta. Andy Warhol, magenta. Auntie Mame, if you know that show at all. They're very outrageous, shocking behavior. They can be very outcast though, you guys. They don't fit in at all. So they can also be loners because they're so outrageous. They like to take physical form though and twist it and make it very bizarre. So I don't usually see them on this because they're, you know, sleeping during the day and getting up at 3 a.m. and going to the grocery store. Okay. Just kind of outrageous, bizarre, shocking people. They're nice people. They just are very misunderstood and very creative. Now the yellows, you yellows, which I see a lot of yellow out there. And some of you, by the way, have suppressed your yellow. So we'll see if we get into specifics here, but yellows, and remember, Kathleen, I said you got a lot of yellow. You have a lot of blue and violet in your aura though too. I'm looking at some people here. Well, we'll get into it more. Patty Cobb Baker, you've got some yellow in there too, okay? But you've learned how to be more responsible. Roseanne Chi, you've got some yellow in your aura too, okay? And actually so does, well, Catherine, I'm gonna have to watch you, okay? And Doris Aquaviva, is that you've got a lot of yellow in your aura too. Yellows are basically the big kids at heart. Okay. Yellows, if we had our way, not blues and violets, but yellows, if we had our way, we wouldn't be working at all. Okay. We want fun. We want freedom. We want variety. Yellows are big kids. And by the way, you yellows typically don't age. You're the perennial Peter Pans on the planet. So yellows can get yelled at. You might have yellow husband. You might have a yellow son or child. Yellows, it's like often they can get yelled at. Like, when are you going to grow up? When are you going to get a real job? Yellows don't grow up, you guys. They're just children. So a lot of yellows get yelled at. Yellows are the first ones to get diagnosed with ADD, ADHD, because yellows are fidgety. We want variety. We want to do some of this and some of this and some of this. Now, some of you, like Julie, you've learned how to be responsible, but yellows are fun. The yellows came here to bring joy to the planet in order to help others heal. Yellows need to exercise and yellows need to connect with nature, Kathleen. Okay, you know that one. So yellows, if they work, they either get into the creative fields, they're writers, artists, designers, just creative people, okay? Or you yellows get into the healing fields. Yellows are massage therapists and energy workers and things like that. Or yellows get into things like yoga or physical things like nature, working with dogs. By the way, most of you yellows, so cute. Kathleen is right in my vision. So I'm going to be picking on Kathleen a lot. Your aura is huge, girl. Okay. So yellows typically like dogs. Okay. And they're dog people. So anyway, yellows, big fun. Now in power, yellows are creative. They're full of energy. You guys are like the little Energizer bunnies. You just go, 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 go until it hits your body. That's the only time it hits a yellow. If you yellows need wake-up calls, it's in your health. And a yellow's weak spot. So if this ever happens to you, your body's talking to you. A yellow's weak spot, because usually yellows are the healthiest people on the planet. Okay, Irene? Yellows are usually the healthiest people on the planet. You guys, George Burns, Bob Hope, they can live forever. Betty White's a blue yellow. Those guys can live forever as long as they're happy. When you yellows are not happy, you have to watch your weak spots. That's back, legs, knees, feet. It can be liver, and for males, it's prostate. Those are usually a weak spot for a yellow. So if your back's hurting you, your body's trying to get your attention that you're doing something that's not making you happy. So anyway, yellows need to play. And some of you people like Patty, do you understand how you've been trained to be more responsible? Because yellows are free spirits. They want to play, they want to have fun, and they're the cheerleaders on the planet and the optimists. So you get an idea about yellows. So remember, you yellows, number one, you need to exercise. Number two, you need to connect with nature. Number three, you need to keep a sense of humor. And one of the things real quickly about yellows is yellows are the most addictive personalities on the planet. When you're in power, you get addicted to exercise, healthy foods, nature. When yellows are out of power, so some of you may know some yellows that have addictions. Yellows don't like conflict. So they'll run away, they'll sleep, they'll get sick, or they'll get into drugs, alcohol, cigarettes, caffeine, chocolate or sweets, or overeating. So if you find yourself doing some of that stuff, yellows only do that when they're not happy or they got an issue and they don't know how to solve it. So we'll go for those addictions. Okay, so those are yellows. You see, I'm shooting through them as fast as possible, but Irene, I'm going to spend more time on some of the colors that I see.
Yeah,
here.
and then after you shoot through, then I have a couple of questions that people have posed to us, Pam, and then we can.
Got it. I'll shoot them as quickly as I can, but I also want people to understand who they are. So in the mental colors, all the tans are varying. Some of you guys have learned to be tan, and some of you have been in relationship with tans. Okay, and if you don't like what I'm going to describe next, there's a good chance you're not a tan. Tans are very logical, analytical, practical, detail. They want paychecks. They want security. Tans do this. Step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4. See, I can see all the violets out there going, okay, we got it. Go, 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 go. Okay. So tans are very grounded, logical, practical. And the good news is they've got the patience to take care of the details where the rest of us don't want to take care of the details. Okay, Catherine Million. Okay. You've got tan in your aura and you weren't born a tan. All right. You covered it up because you thought you were supposed to be more down to earth, but it's not fulfilling for you. Do you understand? You're much more expansive than that, than handling the details. Tans live for the details. They love it. You'll know you've got it. I usually see them in engineering, accounting, bookkeeping, architects, computer programmers. You'll know you have a tan on your hands if they start telling you every single detail of the story and you just want them to get to the punchline. Okay. Now we need tans. They're grounded. There's no good or bad colors, you guys. Almost everyone in my family has tan in their aura. So we need them because they're patient, they're grounded, they take care of things. Now, the downside of tans, though, is they don't believe in this stuff unless there's scientific proof, and they don't like change. They do not like change, and they're very conservative or cautious with their money. So for those of you that are violets that want to have nice things, or greens, Irene, greens and violets like nice things, pretty things. Tans are like, no, we can keep that sofa for 20 years. It's logical. It's durable. We can have it forever. And some of you other colors are going to go, ay, ay, ay. It's like, no, I want something pretty and new, not a tan.
You know what, Pam? I'm thinking about the fact that my son is a tan and I'm a violet. It doesn't flow easily all the time. He thinks I'm like, woo.
Yeah, when I get to the violet, you'll see how some of these colors can have some issues, but with enough love and commitment, any colors can be compatible. It's just you want to bring the best out of each other. Understand the reason it's important for people to understand their aura colors. Number one, it validates what you felt about yourself this whole time. It gives you permission to be who you really are and your life purpose, why you came to the planet. But also it helps us get along with each other instead of out there going, why can't you be like me? Why can't you think more like me? What's wrong with you? We go, oh, you're a crystal. Oh, I get it. Oh, you're a violet. Oh, I understand what's important to you now. And then you can allow them to be who they are or speak their language. So anyway, greens, I'm trying to see. I know Irene's got green. Suzanne, you got some green there too, but I'm not, Suzanne M., I'm not convinced you were born a green, but I'll watch you because you got quite a bit of green.
Suzanne.
I'm seeing if I can do this real quick because it'll help too. Those two, you guys definitely have got some green in your aura. Patty Cobb, you know how to do green, but you are so not a green. You've tried to do green. It does not make you happy, okay? Suzanne and Irene do well with that green. They get things done with it. Greens are, and Lenore Rabin Koster, you've added green in your outer bands too, but sweetie, I don't get you were born a green either, okay? Greens are very efficient, organized. They're typically the type A, get it done, write lists, get things checked off at the list. Greens are great managers and people that keep things organized. They're very good at business or sales. They want things organized. They want things accomplished. They are the movers and shakers and type A personalities on the planet. You guys identify with some of that? You understand how you can get things done. So we need greens. Greens are really great at getting things done. They're good CEOs. They're good at creating projects that provide jobs for other people. So I'm going to shoot through this really fast because we don't have a lot of greens, but greens, again, business, sales, CEOs. You greens have to watch out though for stress because you guys are perfectionists and you can have control issues and then you're not happy. Greens can get tight neck and shoulders. They can get digestive issues. They can get heart attacks because they're so type A, get it done, get it done, get it done. So when you greens are in power though, you are movers and shakers. People just like, wow. But you can also intimidate people. And it's greens, it's funny. Greens and violets are very similar, by the way. So wait till I get to the violet because Lenore, you actually have a lot of violet in your aura. Okay. So, greens, they can get things done very quickly, but greens, you guys can intimidate people and you can, out of power, in power, greens are movers and shakers. Out of power, you guys get frustrated, impatient, critical, judgmental, including on yourselves. It's so funny to watch a green because typically like Suzanne, you know that sometimes you get it done when you get it done yourself, like get out of my way, just let me do it. Okay. I can get it done faster. And greens can sometimes finish people's sentences. Now, Suzanne, you're not just a green, you've got green here, but you got some other colors in there too, including some of that sense of humor yellow and some of that
fabulous
blue, pardon?
I said Tuesday was fabulous. I know her from many
Oh,
years.
yeah. No, when I get to the
Creative.
blue and well, you already heard the yellow. You have some yellow, you've got some blue, you've got some violet in your out of bands too, girl. You got 4 colors around you, so you got things to do. Anyway, when greens are out of power, you guys, they can be very critical and intimidating, and they will argue, and you will never win an argument with a green when they're out of power. Okay. Greens like to be right. Now, see, Irene, it's a good thing you got that violet and yellow in there so you can keep balance. But do you see how patient greens can get sometimes, or perfectionists and control issues? So when you greens get like that, when you start getting frustrated, all you need to do to get in power is to figure out what it is you really want. What's your goal? What is it you're after? What are you wanting to accomplish? Make a plan, write a list, and take action. Once you do that, then you seem to be moving forward again. Otherwise, you guys start getting mean to yourself, and you can take it out on other people. And then people are like, ah. So greens tend to shake hands, by the way. You yellows are huggers and touchy-feely and healers, and greens are more respectful, shake hands, give people their space. Anyway, you get an idea of a green. I'm going to jump real quick to the blues and violets because we got some of those in here too. And some of you guys are going to think that you're crystals. I'll cover that, but sometimes crystals and yellows are very similar. So blues, and we got some blues out there, sweetie. Oh, guys, see, it's like there's so many people here, and I'm not even seeing everybody that's on here because I can only see so much of the screen. But blues are the most loving, nurturing, emotional people on this planet, okay? Blues want to help people. They're teachers, counselors, nurses. Erin, you've got some blue. Erin Chandler, you've got a little bit of blue in your aura. I'm going to see if you were really born blue, though. We'll watch. Amy Egan, it looks like you've got blue and violet in your aura, which is a very unusual aura combination. Well, and I already told, she disappeared off my screen here. Oh, Kathleen, there you are. Kathleen, I already told you you're blue. Blues are counselors. You guys are here to help other people, to be in service. Teachers, counselors, nurses, spiritual, and blues love love. Blues want relationships, okay? Blues want to be in love. Well, Kathleen, what's tricky is yellows can actually have a fear of commitment. They like their freedom, and they like their fun, and they want a playmate. And blues want loyalty and love and an emotional connection. And by the way, you blues, we blues, I'm a blue yellow too, okay? Blues are the most emotional color on the planet. So blues can cry very easily. Yellows laugh at everything. Blues cry at everything. Blues can watch commercials and tear up. Blues can cry when they're happy, sad, angry, hurt, and sometimes for no reason at all. Okay. So that's what gives you blues such loving compassion in you. So blues are empaths, and blues are also, by the way, you guys, one of the most psychic and intuitive of all the aura colors. When you blues feel things, you got to trust what you feel. You got to trust what you know. And if you act on that, then everything works out. If you don't, you blues go, oh, I knew not to do that. Why didn't I listen? Why didn't I listen? So blues, listen to that intuition. So it's about spirituality. Matter of fact, all you blues knew there was a higher power ever since you were little. Okay, you just sensed there was something more. So your gift here is to be spiritual, to love, to give love. Now, a blues life purpose is to give love, to experience love, and to be loved. What we blues are great givers. We're not always really good receivers. Okay, Kathleen, at least you've learned better than that. Okay, but we got a few blues here that, again, givers, not always good receivers. We blues sometimes can't even receive compliments. Right. It's like, oh, no, not today. I don't. Anyway, so, and blues give everything away. And by the way, the colors that don't value money a whole lot or don't care about money that much are blues and yellows and crystals and lavenders. Okay. Those colors don't really care about money. Violets want money. We'll get to violets, and greens want money. Tans want security. I'm jumping around here, but that's because we got some violets here and I do that. But so blues in power, intuitive, loving, unconditional love. It's just all about love in this lifetime, you guys. And Irene, interestingly enough, our Earth has a blue aura. So the
Really?
life purpose of this planet is all about love.
Oh,
Okay.
wow.
Yeah. Now, blues out of power, you guys, sorry, but this is what we do. We can get into victimhood, martyrdom, and self-pity. We're very good givers, not good receivers. So then if somebody forgets her, it's coming in and it's like, oh, well, why didn't you tell me it was your birthday? Why didn't you just know? I know what you need. I do everything for you. How come you didn't know? So we can get into our story and our drama. And it's not because we're bad people. We're just so intuitive. We feel like since we know and we are sensing what other people need, we think everybody's like that, but they're not. Okay. So learning to love ourselves is the best, is the life lesson of a blue. Okay. So blues, in order to be in power, we need meditation, we need prayer, we need to connect with source, and then we need to help others. That's how we stay in power. Violet. And we got a lot of people that are born violet that haven't known that it's okay to be a violet, like Amy Egan. You got a lot of violet in your aura, girl. Shaina, I don't know how to pronounce that, so I apologize. You have a lot of violet. Rebecca, heck, a lot of violet. Okay, Suzanne, you've got some, you might be a blue violet, Suzanne. It's hard to tell in small screens. And Joni, lately, you've actually got some violet in there, sweetie. You had a rough upbringing here, sweetie, because you were told not to be a violet, and you've definitely got violet shooting through some of these. Anyway, you guys, and Suzanne, remember, you've got some violet in your outer, you've got some violet in your aura too, with all those colors around you. And Patty, you've got blue and yellow. Did you recognize some of that blue, that counselor, nurse, that helper? Okay. A lot of you colors, a lot of you people right now are starting to add violet in your outer bands. And some of you are natural violets. Like Kathleen, you've got violet in your outer bands. So when I describe the violet, if you recognize it, it's probably either that's really the truth of who you are, or you've added in your aura now, okay? Violets are the visionaries on the planet. Blues come from the heart. Violets come from the third eye. You violets see things way ahead of other people, and you guys think it's common sense. Okay, so greens do this. 1, 2, I got it 10. Violets go 150. And you violets get accused of being unrealistic dreamers because you violets are here to help save the planet. You're the visionaries, the compassionate humanitarians. You're global. Most of you violets want to go travel and see other countries. You're here to reach the masses. Violets have I mean, all of the colors are important, you guys. Yellows are here to bring joy. To me, that's a major gift, to bring joy. Blues are here to bring love. Violets are here to bring transformation, change, leadership, evolution. Especially you violets right now, a lot of you violets are feeling a desire or a pulling to help women right now, because violet is the power female. It's the goddess Diana. They're the champions. So I see violets getting involved in the arts or the media. They're writers, performers, designers, actors, musicians. They're artists, artistic and or the media, okay, broadcasters. Or you violets get drawn to teaching or psychology, because you're natural. Matter of fact, blues and yellows can do one-on-one with people, help them. Violets have to reach groups. So if you got violet in your aura, you need freedom, you need groups, and you need to be able to reach the masses. And ultimately, you probably need to be able to travel or do something bigger. So do not let people tell you that your dream is unrealistic, because if you guys don't live your dreams, the rest of us are screwed. Okay. Violets also get involved in causes, or some violets get involved in politics or law. Now, some of you yellows and blues don't like politics and law, but do you understand? You guys have big mission here, and you guys in power, you guys are the most dynamic, charismatic, visionary, compassionate humanitarians on the planet. If you don't trust that vision, because it can seem so big, okay? And Clay, Rebecca, man, you've got that model, actress, performer in you too. You know, that creative side, not just the humanitarian. Okay. So when you violets get out of power, if you don't trust that vision, and it's vital for you violets to meditate, you have to have quiet time. I don't mean you have to sit in a corner and ohm, but violets have to have quiet time and alone time, so you can get in touch with your vision, your heart and soul, and something greater than you. Because then you get guided, you get shown, you get downloaded, you get channeled where you're here to do. If you don't listen to that, number one, you'll get scattered and overwhelmed. You'll either have 20 things you want to do, or you won't know which way to go next. So too many things I want to do, and then you're scattered, and then violets start multitasking. And Lenore, you know about multitasking too, okay? All right. So you get scattered and overwhelmed, or you're going to encounter violets that are like greens, violets out of power, get dictatorial, bossy, impatient, holier than thou, frustrated. Violets are great advice givers, but not everybody listens to your advice, and that happens to a lot of you. Okay, Joni, you've grown up people not really listening to you. Do you understand? It's like you know things in there. You've got compassion, and people don't listen to you. So you've learned how to kind of suppress your compassion and your spiritual vision. I go, nah, sweetie, we need you violets out right now. We're in a violet age. We're actually starting the shift in. We've started the shift into the indigo age.
Wait, could you explain that, Pam? Are we?
Yeah.
I thought we were in the Aquarian age. Is the Aquarian age the violet age?
Yeah, I'm talking about aura colors. Okay. So let me tell you, violets, what to do, and then I'll tell you about the ages. Okay. Violets, when you find yourself scattered or frustrated or impatient or dictatorial, and by the way, you violets, when you're out of power, you get so frustrated with humanity. You're so frustrated with how stupid they are, or how come they don't see this, or the other thing with you violets, when you're out of power, is you can get incredibly depressed. One of the number one aura colors that gets depressed is violets, because number one, you've got such depth and such compassion that you're actually feeling the pain of the masses. You're feeling the pain. So you have to learn how to distinguish, not to take on all their pain and also the grief that you can't do enough, or they feel stuck or trapped. I'll give you the tools to get out of that. But learn, violets can get depressed if they're not living their vision. And you can also take on the pain of the planet. So you got to learn how to not do that. You're here to help make a difference, not suffer with them. Okay. And by the way, a real interesting thing about you violets, it's very common, Joni, for violets to choose to be born into dysfunctional situations where you guys see how people suffer and how they get stepped on or abused or whatever. So that because you're here to help the masses, you're here to help people. So it's very common for you souls that came here to help others to choose tough beginnings. So you've got the compassion, you understand them, but when you come out and heal it, then you're the best therapists and healers and way showers and teachers and humanitarians, and people believe you because they know you've suffered too. You're not supposed to stay stuck in that trauma. You're supposed to heal it and come out to help people. So you have permission to be healthy. Okay. So for you violets, when you're out of power, to get back in power and centered, number one, meditation. You have to have quiet time. Okay. Number two, it's really good for you violets to travel. Once you violets travel, you see that there's a bigger world out there, and it opens your horizon. So you see the planet you're here to save. Being around mentors is really good for violets. So you can see that other people are doing what you want to do. So if there's something you want to do, be around people that are doing it. It'll feel more real to you instead of very much, it's violets. It's very common for you guys to feel very alone here, very different. You don't fit in. You're not like everybody else. That's because you're on the outer edge of the wagon wheel. You guys are the leaders, the visionaries. You're the ones that are helping us get outside the box, not to fit inside the box. Matter of fact, sometimes, Lenore, if you violets get into the box too much, you get frustrated and you outgrow what you're doing because there's still more you want to do. You want more freedom and more projects or make a difference. See, do you guys see? I could talk about each one of these aura colors for hours. There's so much here.
Amazing. And I want to tell everyone, because they're all asking questions, Pam, I think they should all start by reading your book, Life Colors, because that will tell you, you get a quiz. You can figure out what your aura is, and that will tell you all about it, about who you are in relationship, about who your children are, how to get along with them. That was the first book I ever read.
Yay.
Thank absolutely you. Was indispensable to me when I first learned about Pam.
And my website, there's a free quiz on my website, auracolors.com, AURA colors.com. You can take the free quiz. I have all kinds of free videos. I've got courses, I've got books. I'm creating as much content as I can to help people realize their full potential. Okay. So anyway, those are some music is really important to violets too. Okay. Pay attention to what music you're listening to. You're very affected by music. Yes. So really quickly, just the last real briefly, the next ones. Okay. See how fast this goes, Irene. Indigos, we're moving into the indigo age now. Indigos are very androgynous. They're very highly spiritual, but they're very androgynous, which is why now all the LGBT stuff is up right now. Indigos, it's not about being gay, straight, male, female. They connect soul to soul. and they're very they can be psychic. A lot of them remember their other lives. They don't talk when they're little until they have something to say. A lot of indigos right now are being diagnosed as autistic, unfortunately, because they're so unusual. Michael Jackson was very indigo with some violet. So you kind of get a sense of that. So again, the movement that's happening right now with all the indigo energy that's starting to show up, you violets are here to change the planet to peace and harmony and higher consciousness. And indigos are the ones that are supposed to show us how to live harmony with soul to soul, with nature, with animals, and all of that. Okay, so that's indigo, again, androgynous. Lavenders, we might have some lavenders in here, you guys, and I don't have time to go through everyone to see who's lavender, but some of you may relate to this. Lavenders are very sweet, very special. They're what we call the fantasy and the dreamers. They talk to fairies and angels and other beings on the other side. They're creative people, but they don't always live in their bodies. You guys, lavenders are not comfortable on this planet a lot of times. They're dreamers, so they tend to daydream a lot or escape their bodies a lot. Sometimes when I've never seen just lavender only. I've seen lavender blue, lavender violet. So at least that side can help them stay grounded. Lewis Carroll, who wrote Alice in Wonderland, had some lavender, and C.S. Lewis, who wrote Chronicles of Narnia. You see, there's a fantasy there. They're supposed to be the fantasy artists that go into other dimensions and bring that information to us. So lavenders, you can talk to a lavender and they feel kind of spacey or not fully here. And they're not grounded. They're not good at making money unless they really get somebody to help them produce their creative art. All right. Crystals, and some of you guys are going to think you're crystals because there's some very sensitive souls out here. Crystals are very rare. So if you really think you're a crystal, make sure you're not a sensitive yellow. Crystals literally have clear auras. They're the auric chameleons here. Clear auras, and they're here to be healers, but crystals cannot be around a lot of people. It blows them out. They're very quiet, very fragile, very sensitive. They can be very smart, but they need to be alone a lot, in meditation a lot, chimes, soft music, gardens. It's interesting with crystals because whoever they're around, if they haven't figured out who they are and keep their aura clear and heal one person at a time, then they need to go meditate or read or be in the garden one person at a time. If they don't do that, then crystals tend to be auric chameleons. They don't know who they are, so they absorb the aura color of whoever they're hanging out with. Wow. So a crystal can all of a sudden turn blue, and then start acting like a blue, or they can hang out with a tan and start thinking they're supposed to be a tan, and their aura literally turns tan. So again, they're rare, and a lot of you sensitive yellows, because yellows can't be, they're either the life of the party or they're very sensitive and introverted. So a lot of sensitive yellows test high on the crystal, but it is a rare aura color.
Pam, I'm getting a question. People are asking, are aura cameras accurate?
Good. So I was just God, now you're being psychic, Irene. I was just going to bring that up. If you go have your aura colors taken a picture with those aura cameras, I have clients that have those. They've explained to me. The aura cameras do not always or usually pick up your life colors. They pick up the emotional energy that you have around you that day. So it could change the next day. It could change a week from then. They measure the emotional frequency. I had my aura my aura photo taken by one of those cameras by one of my clients, and my aura showed up red, orange, and yellow. And I am not a red and an orange. Yellow, yes, but I went, wait, I'm not a red and an orange. And they go, oh, that just shows you have a lot of creative energy and a lot of energy around you. That's what the camera's designed as orange or red. So it's fun to see the aura. It's great to have those pictures, but don't go, oh my gosh, it showed red, but I'm not a red, I'm a blue. It's like, well, okay. They don't always pick that up. Does that
Would
answer
you say it's more picking up the outer bands as opposed to the life color?
They measure something different. They measure the energy, but it's an emotional energy where I'm picking up the life purpose, the life color. So yeah, it's different. If you get your picture taken by those cameras, ask the operator to translate that, because they'll tell you what those colors mean for you, but it's different than the life colors.
Different than what you're doing. And how does grief affect a person's aura, Pam?
Grief doesn't usually change the life colors, but when somebody is either sick or sad or depressed or suicidal or ill, the aura starts fading. So the life energy is not there. It can dull what the energy looks like, but it doesn't change your life colors.
Interesting. And so what I'm getting is we all have fixed aura colors, and then we have outer bands that can change depending on what's going on day to day.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
something making us mad, we can be a violet and a yellow, but we may have a red overlay that day.
Right. That's
Okay.
right. By the way, I know we yellows were pleasers, but we don't like being told what to do. We got a stubborn streak to us. So I would never tell someone they could never change their life colors. It's like changing your astrology or signs, whatever. But I've seen about 5 people in the 30 some years I've been doing this change their life colors. But the only reason they did is because they completed what they came here to do and they didn't want to leave. So they just added new colors now and became that.
Wow.
If someone goes, I feel like I changed my colors, it's more likely the case that your real colors were suppressed based on who you thought you were supposed to be. And when you feel different, it's probably because the real you is starting to emerge.
Wow. So Pam, would you like to start to do a few readings?
Yeah, even though I've been doing some of that all along.
Yeah,
Right?
which is so cool.
And just keep in
bring
mind,
them
I'll unmute you, and then you have to unmute yourself as well.
Oh, geez, I don't even know. Oh, well, do people have their hands up? Oh, they've got their hands up. Oh my gosh. Okay, hold on. Geez. Okay, wait, you're bouncing them around now. I can't, I need to stay focused on one person. Dang it. Sorry, give me just a second because I got to separate people out.
We'll give you 4 seconds. 10.
Catherine, did you have your hand up? Did I miss that? Where'd she go? See, oh, Catherine Million, do you have your hand up? Okay, can you unmute Catherine Million, like the last name there? Where'd she go?
There we go.
See her?
Right here.
Wait, I can't.
She's
I don't
in
know.
the first row, Pam.
Yeah.
At least
She's
the
where?
first row that I can see on our row. She's waving at you.
I'm right here.
There you are, you're right in front. There you are. Okay, Catherine, what's your real eye color? What's your natural hair and eye color?
Brown and dark brown black almost, but I'm gray now.
Yeah, I got it. So dark brown. Can you take your glasses off so I can see you, not just the glare? I want to see the real you. Okay, sweetie, you were actually born yellow and violet, and you've added blue in your outer bands. Do you understand how yellow violets are artists? No, keep your glasses off. Okay.
Oh, sorry.
Yellow violets are more global humanitarians and therapists and artists. And I feel like you've been sideswiped at times by other people, especially I want to say some men have done a number on you. Okay. That's because blue, you've got that blue in your outer band, sweetie. You're not a blue. You're really a yellow violet. It's okay that you've added blue, but I will tell you something about us blues. We can sell ourselves short to be in relationship. Okay. So you yellows need playmates and violets need amazing partners. They need someone that they can communicate with and share and fly with. And blues will just put up with stuff. Do you understand how you've done that before? You know, you know what blues do? And you've done this, sweetie. We either sell ourselves short just to be loved, okay, because we get insecure and needy, or we rescue. All right.
Oh,
so I'm looking at some of the guys that you've been with and I go, so here's the deal. Part of you realizes there's more to you, and you've already done some healing work on yourself, Catherine. You've already started coming out of some of that. I feel like I want more of you. I want you to listen to more of that creative and humanitarian and spiritual side of you and keep evolving, because, sweetie, you have a beautiful soul. You came here to make a difference. You came here to touch lives. I don't care if you do it through art or through, therapy, touching lives, whichever way you want. But I start talking to people and there's so much I could say to you. You guys, I do private sessions too. I mean, I'm up to here with clients, but I'm happy to help anybody here. And Catherine, I feel like there's so much we could talk about where I see you going. And by the way, oh my gosh, see, this is a violet. Remember I said violets get scattered, and I tune into a violet and I start multitasking. Then I'm all over the place because I could talk to you about where you're living, what you're doing with your life, relationship stuff.
I have to tell you also, she's great. She's amazing. So, and it's just really, she's worth waiting for if you make an appointment with her.
Oh, thank you. So, Catherine, did this make sense to you when I said you're really a yellow violet, which is more, do you understand? Yellows are big kids at heart, creative,
Yes.
nature. Okay. And violets are more international and humanitarian and compassionate and want to travel and possibly even live in other locations.
I'm actually living in Belize right now.
No wonder, because that's what you kept showing me is this international thing. The blue's got, trigger around relationships. You and I need to talk about relationships. Do you understand?
I'm going to reach out to you. I will.
Okay, good. Because there's way more to talk about than I have in, to reach more people. Is that okay with you?
It's absolutely fine. I look forward to that. Reaching out to you.
Oh, Guy, here's the deal. Irene, I'm going to be blunt here, okay? I'm seeing a few people in this call that have had really tough times. People like Tripti. You got a lot of stuff going on in there with family and what you've gone through in this lifetime and other people that you're worried about. And I'm not going to do a reading for you right now because I'd have to get too deep and too personal, but you do have some violet in your aura, sweetie. And I feel like you've kind of suppressed your violet because you're one of those violets that people just don't listen to. And then it becomes all about family. You've made it be all about family instead of really listening to your own wisdom. Does that make sense to you? Yeah, she's trying to, she's not unmuted, whatever. I thought
yes, it makes sense to me.
Yeah. Well, you see things, things, but you understand when I say I feel like you've kind of suppressed yourself by having to be there for family and put everybody else first. And, it's all about family and all that bit. And I go, I feel like we want to do things. It's almost like you've gotten into that habit so much. It might be challenging for you to really step up and start. Well, you know what you can do is step into your spirituality, step into your spiritual wisdom, step into studying that and what you know about that, because otherwise you're in this habit of selling yourself short. That's the nicest way I can say that. Does that make sense?
Makes sense. I lost my son, a 15-year-old, 1 year ago.
Yeah.
He came into my dreams and he said, Mom, you're a violet.
Yeah, good. See,
Oh my goodness.
Listen, you violets are because you violets come from the third eye, you get a